You guys so much for joining me. We're going to be wrapping up the budget for August. My mind right now it's racing 1,000 miles per minute. Usually I can just go out for, if I go out for a walk and exercise, it'll help it, but I don't want to go out and exercise. I think today I want to take a nap, even though I just woke up, and then I want to read a book. So let's go ahead and get started. I got paid very nicely. Usually, like before overtime and all that stuff, my pay is $1,900 or so. Or I thought it was gonna be. Anywho, let's go ahead and budget for my living expenses. I will round up the rest of the amount for my rent that is due on the 15th. I have a pretty good available amount under utilities, so I wonder if I should reallocate some of that money to my clothing category. Um, Phone is pretty good. It's usually $110, but I bumped it up to 150 because I had one of the lines be open for a higher amount of international data. And household, $100. I've already spent so much in household. I don't know what it is. What am I buying? I guess furniture. I'm still living without a couch, so I moved into this apartment like almost 3 years. I don't know, almost 3 years ago, and I still don't have a couch. But now I have a kitchen table and some chairs. After about 2 years, the one I had in my old house, I gave away to a coworker, and I'm wearing my favorite Everybody Lies t-shirt from House, the show. I got this for free. This is my budgeting t-shirt because everybody lies when it comes to their money. No, just kidding. Um, okay, so living is all covered. Giving, I overspent so much on giving family support. So let's just go ahead and fund giving because right now I don't know. Out of that money that I earned, $87 was for mileage reimbursement. So I'm gonna pop that right back into my transportation category. So I'll do plus 87 before I forget. Um, I'm basically left with nothing under family support. That's very, very nice. Whatever. Okay, let's just leave it at that. um, Saving. Okay, that's giving. Saving. So I like setting aside. I've been liking setting aside money for a new phone. I always manage to gather the money when my phone completely breaks or doesn't work anymore, and I can get a phone pretty quickly. But it is kind of like a need, especially nowadays. Yeah. And I like having already ever since I started saving. Now I have $167 set aside just by putting $13 a month into that category. So little bits, little amounts, putting little amounts. I don't like saying little amounts. Putting a few dollars in a fund every single month does help, and it does add up. So new computer 1875. The next computer I want to buy, it's a MacBook Pro. Usually I get an Air and it's very limited on storage. And for some reason I just can't I can't I have two hard drives, and sometimes it locks me out and I can't access them, and I just hate doing that. And I don't need a lot of space. Just sometimes I do film videos, and even these small videos, it makes my computer run out of space. And again, sometimes I can't export into certain drives, and it's just so annoying. But yeah, next computer would be, I think I'm gonna get more storage in that, and that means it's more expensive. Yearly memberships, I'm on track, so I mean, what is it recommending that I set aside? I've reached my target. Okay, nothing on yearly memberships because I added the fun employment category and I got that idea from Reddit. A lot of people use it on Reddit. And the emoji is just perfect because they're smiling and kind of crying at the same time. And I feel like that's how I would feel if I lost my job, depending on the circumstances, of course. Um, Not necessarily lost my job, but like lost my income because maybe I don't know. But you have money, so you're happy that you can fall back on that money, but you're also a little sad because you lost your job. So I think that's the perfect emoji, and I've been able to set aside $992 on there. For the past 3 years, I've lived pretty much without an emergency fund. All my extra money I've either spent, set aside a little to savings, like for vacations and stuff, or invested the money. And I feel like I need a higher cash buffer. I don't know. I'm getting older. I'm getting more mature. I'm tackling on new responsibilities, and it's time. Um, Investments, after tax investments, $50. I do contribute to my 457B pre-tax. So yeah, don't skip on your retirement. I am handling that on the side. Clothing, $50. I've already budgeted out that amount. I was looking at some Etika, I think it's how Etika, Etika jeans, and I really like their jeans. If you go directly to their site, they're like $200, the ones that I want. So I'm saving up for that. I might move some of my guilt-free spending, which is $50, to the clothing category to buy those jeans. Or I should probably wait like another month, another $50 in that fund to bump that up. Guilt-free spending, I've already scheduled that. $200 for education related things. I just paid for lectures and stuff. Travel is, I usually like to set aside $150 for travel. And I have a wish list. And you guys, you know what? Most of these things I don't want to do anymore. So Garmin watch, I really like the one I have. I've had it for about 5 years. It was refurbished. It's $50. It counts your steps. It tracks when you go for runs, and it's still good. I don't need another one. So that pretty much has been removed from my want list, but I'm keeping it on there. Clippers game. Season is over. I should probably like start saving up maybe at least $10 into this category a month. Just so you can get like going to one at least one game a year would be my goal, because I don't know, it's so nice just going out and talking trash. And I don't talk trash to others. I just talk trash to my boyfriend, and it's not mean trash. Okay. um if there are children around, I try to be very nice also. um Barbell weights, I gave up on that. I mean, if at this point I don't even want to go outside to take a walk, why would. Yeah. A facial massage is still in the picture, but I went to the doctor the other day and my blood pressure was 92, so it's very low, it's very relaxed. I don't know if I really need a facial right now. Blood pressure is very low. Um, okay, so that leaves me with $439.20. Honestly, that should probably go to my fun employment category because I have to take care of myself first. But I'm only gonna do $100 just so we get over that $1,000 threshold. And I'm gonna do another $50 to groceries, plus 50. And where's family support? I really spent a lot under that category. And right now, I probably will never, I don't know if never, but I just like keeping that category. Like, yes, I'm spending a lot in this category. I feel like the more I put in, the more that goes out. I'm gonna put an additional $200 just so it's not a zero, and that leaves me with $89.20. So I feel like that should go into the clothing category so that I can get some jeans. And yeah, oh, let's make this an even. Let's, let's make this an even $1,100. It's $7.65, I think. Yeah. So 81.55. Oh, I completely forgot about my moving and appliance category. My goal there is $300 a month, but most of that went to my family support. Maybe I should keep family support at, but I should keep it at zero. But we still have the next half of the month. I'll do 81.50. I might end up moving another $100 into this category from family support just because I've already spent so much in that category. I've how do you call it? I've turned off the water in that category so far. But we'll see if there's no more expenses in the family support category, then I'll move $100 into moving and appliances. So I'll just leave a reminder here. If no further expenses in family support category, move $100 to moving. And I like the moving category. A few months back, I really simplified my categories and made them a lot more broad. So transportation used to be like 5 categories: registration, what else? Registration, insurance, all of that had its own category. So it's been really helpful having more broad categories because I just kind of think about my budget less. And most of the times, when any of those expenses do pop up, I have enough in this broad category because, I've done the pre calculations. Okay, how much should I put each month to cover all the categories? And it's kind of like an estimate. So it's been going pretty well having these broad categories. And like I said, it's kind of a little bit more hands off, a little less stress in terms of budget. So I hardly look at the budget anymore unless I need to reconcile every week or so. And groceries is going very well. Wow, $299. Maybe I'll have enough to go to. I was looking at this restaurant that I want to go to. Look, they have a tres leches vegan pancake special. I might try that out soon. But yeah, the last thing I wanted to go over, I haven't really showed this. I don't know when's the last time that I showed this, but it's me tracking how much I want to set aside for investments, and I do count my pension in here in the percentage, in my savings rate percentage, because it's a lot of money. And yeah, I at 50 I can retire, and they'll give me no, at 52, I would be eligible for 27% of my salary. I need to call them because what if I quit? Is it going to be 27% of the salary of when I quit, or will it be adjusted to inflation by the time I hit 52? I need to call my pension people. This month was a high month. It's probably the highest. Oh no, July. Yeah, that was July, was the highest earning month. I worked about 22 hours of paid overtime. I do work overtime, even though, I do get compensated for overtime. Even though I'm salary, there's certain salary employees that are not exempt from being able to earn overtime. And I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. So, my overall goal for the year was to save $28,000 overall. But I pretty much quit putting into the brokerage. It shows negative here because I took money out of the brokerage to put into my Roth IRA. And the plan was to pay myself back, sort of, and put it that the amount I was supposed to put into the Roth IRA into the brokerage, so that there'd be money there, so I could do the same thing pretty much next year. Take it out of the brokerage, taxable brokerage, and just transfer it over to the Roth IRA. But I stopped that. I was starting to put away $200 into my education category so I can spend on that. I started setting aside a lot of money to my family support category. And then the moving category, I think I'd been saving about $100 a month, and I upped it to my goal being $300 a month. So $200 education, $300 for the moving category, and like thousands of dollars for family support. Pretty much it. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm quitting the brokerage for now. Contributions. I left $50 on auto pay because that's the kind of an amount that I don't really feel, and I'm super grateful that I can do that, because $50 to a lot of people is a lot of money. And again, I'm very grateful that as soon as I just set it on automatic payments, it's not really missed. I also quit government bonds because, yeah, the other goals that I have is just a lot of money. Roth IRA I funded through the brokerage. 457B, I did that. For this coming year, I don't really know what I want to do, because I want to keep setting aside money to those other categories. Family support, moving category, just so I have money set aside, because I'm a renter. I want to have money always set aside to, it's kind of like so that I have, it's like for an emergency. I don't know. In case of an emergency, in case I need to move, and I do have renter's insurance. So if something happens where I can't live in the apartment because of a fire or something, I think it covers hotels, but we shall see. Um, Next year, I was thinking of either just setting aside 22%, like I've been doing so far, into my 457B. I get a 4% match from my employer, so that rounds up to about 26% pre-tax, which is what the money guys recommend you do to set aside for retirement. Or, because with all my goals and all my expenses right now, I would not have I would have some money set aside to be able to set into the Roth after all that, but I wouldn't be able to max it out, I believe, since I would prioritize other things. So I'm struggling to just, it's not a struggle. I'm looking into deciding whether I just want to keep it like it is now, just set it and forget it. And then anytime I work overtime, automatically 22% of that overtime hours also goes into the 457B. So it kind of adjusts with my fluctuating income. Or I would lower that amount, 22%, honestly, down just to the match, the 4%. So contribute 4% into the 457B and get the 4% match from my employer. And then I would have to probably set aside after tax about $700 myself. So maxing out the Roth IRA and a little bit extra into the brokerage. So that would be the 25% retirement, setting aside to retirement. And then I have a little bit more money to, I don't know, do other things. So those are my two options right now. Let me know what, well, I know what everybody would do. They do the Roth, so never mind. I'm struggling between doing the 22% pre-tax, and then it adjusts if I earn overtime and stuff like that. It automatically would put more money into my 457B. And then also, it's kind of set it and forget it. With the Roth, I kind of struggle a little bit more, because I have to set aside money to that. So after the money hits my bank account from my job, and I just feel like it's just easier to stop the automatic contributions in my Roth. It's more immediate, and I just fear not, like, I fear not setting aside my own retirement and spending on other things that would improve my life at this time or other people. Um, and I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if that extra control that I would have with the Roth, um, and then having it all be tax free at the end of it would be worth the potential of me maybe not maxing it out and spending money on other categories. Whereas for the 457B, I know it's a lot harder to like readjust it. It takes longer um, to stop contributions or lower them down, and it's automatic. So we'll see. I do not. My mommy's calling me, so I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.